The inRESPONSE mental health support team has revolutionized the city of Santa Rosa's response to those experiencing a mental health crisis. We examined crisis response teams from across the country and took the best elements from each one of these teams to create the inRESPONSE mental health support team, which truly is a model for the nation. Some of the components that set our team apart is we invested in licensed mental health clinicians to be able to handle the complexities of those experiencing a mental health crisis. Our team represents a significant investment in community resources with licensed mental health clinicians, a paramedic, and a homeless outreach coordinator responding together as one highly trained multidisciplinary team.
Instead of dispatching, an individual or law enforcement or an ambulance, we're dispatching the inRESPONSE team, which has a comprehensive wraparound approach in how we're working with the individual in crisis in our community.
Our inRESPONSE program has really changed the face of our community. It's allowed folks to access services and supports at times that they may have never been able to do so before.
The fire department responds to all types of calls for service. There's really no delineation in what we do or do not respond to. So it's really important to us to have those non-emergency calls handled in a different format. So our apparatus and our crews are allowed to respond to emergency events when they do come up. The fire department works with inRESPONSE by staffing it with a single role paramedic on the resource every day. Having a paramedic on inRESPONSE, we offer advanced life support capability with advanced life support equipment and staffing. So the benefit to the community member who may be having a mental health crisis with inRESPONSE is that they're getting the entire package right there at their doorstep or right in front of them. With people who are there just for that purpose.
When inRESPONSE was first forming as an alternative for our community to provide greater intervention for individuals experiencing major crisis, we knew that that really overlapped with the individuals that we serve at Catholic Charities. In particular, working with the most vulnerable, chronically homeless individuals in our city, and making sure that we're addressing their real needs and not just asking for interventions that are not really going to get at the root cause of what might be at the core of the crisis in the moment for the individual. And so we started working together to look at how this could correlate between the intersections of the mental health systems, the substance abuse systems, and the homeless systems.
Our inRESPONSE system navigation team provides services for individuals' urgent need to after a crisis. Our navigation team is able to sit with individuals and hear what their experiences are and where their challenges are and what types of services they're looking for. Without our navigation team, we wouldn't be able to provide ongoing services and supports to individuals and families within the city of Santa Rosa. A big component of what helps individuals move out of crisis is having ongoing support and education about how to navigate our system of care and knowing where to go and understanding the process of what that looks like.
I think continuity of care for somebody who lives with serious mental illness is just as important as somebody who lives with diabetes or a heart condition. They can be hospitalized for 7 days, released. It's not long enough for them to be stabilized in many cases. What inRESPONSE does is take away that fear that things are going to go awry, that somebody will get hurt, because they establish a platform of trust and confidence and compassion, which is so important to people who are experiencing a mental health crisis.
We're evaluating what are some of the benefits of these mental health response teams. We're seeing things that we could have never even imagined. We're seeing a reduction in jail bookings. Another thing that we're really excited to be able to see is that we're seeing family members who are now reaching out support when they were not doing that before. We truly have a better resource responding to those in need in our community.
Our inRESPONSE program has saved lives in our community by providing a different type of response. There's been so much fear alone for our community just to reach out and ask for something that their stigma behind has been really challenging. And so for me, that's where my heart's at, is making it safe for folks to ask for help when they need it so that we can get folks connected to the right resources and services.
inRESPONSE really did form out of a community call to look at how we can provide the appropriate resources to the people who are in crisis.
They provide a skill of understanding why crises happen for somebody who lives with a mental health condition. They provide training, compassion, they provide de-escalation skills. They're working to calm the situation down and ensure that somebody gets connected with treatment, not simply shoved aside for emergency care, which has no follow-through afterwards.
We're building on the strengths of each of our individual organizations, whether it's with Catholic Charities working with those who are experiencing homelessness, or the Buckaloo programs, which are working with people with mental health issues or substance abuse issues, the fire department helping to triage their needs, and then the County of Sonoma and the mental health needs that are working with individuals who are in need.
I encourage city and public safety leaders to make the investments and create an alternative response team for your community. We are happy to provide additional details on our incredible team, which you can find here on our team website.